So dear learners, from this particular video, so we will start discussing about the software testing. That is, you can also call it as a software validation actually. Okay. So in our previous discussions are concerned, so we have already completed. Just try to recall the different software process activities that we have already covered, starting with requirement specification, then design and implementation that we completed. Okay, so now we are coming to the software testing. Okay, so from this particular video onwards we will be discussing about the different types of software testing methods. Okay, and we will start with the main purpose of the software testing, that is the goals of software testing, or you can call it as a software validation also. Okay, so software validation, this is the third stage of software process activities. So after completion of this one, we will move on to the software evolution, that is the fourth stage. Is it clear? Okay. So in this particular chapter, that is software testing, we will be covering the different types of testing. So basically the main three classes of testing, that is development testing, okay, then release testing, then users testing, along with another concept, that is test driven development. Okay, so these topics will be covered in detail. Clear? So let's start with the program testing. So basically, whenever I am going to talk about the software testing, see, basically software is nothing but it's a group of programs. So if I am testing the software, it doesn't, it means that, okay, I am testing my own program there. Okay. So why? Because software is a collection of n number of different programs here. So basically the purpose of the testing is what? It's intended to show that whether the program does what it is intended to do. See, every program is having its own purpose. Okay, with some intention, normally we are going to write the program. Okay, so that purpose should be fulfilled here. Okay, for that purpose, normally we are going to perform the testing, and along with that, okay, this testing will also help us to what? To discover the program defects before it is going to put into the use. So here the program, in the sense what? Let it be a software. Okay, my software should be thoroughly tested. It should be get validated. Okay, before going to hand over that particular software to the end users or to the customer. Is it clear? So this is the main purpose of this particular testing is concerned. Okay, so whenever we are going to test this particular software, we need to execute the program there. Means the software should be executed, means we need to run the software here. Whenever we are running the software, normally we are going to use a set of artificial data there. So because as a developer or a testing professionals, so normally we are going to use our own predefined set of data there. Is it clear? And testing the software, okay, or executing the software by the end users or from the customer is always different, because whenever the customer is going to execute or to run whenever he is going to run the software there, normally he is going to give his own real time data, because we cannot control, we cannot put any kind of control over what? The end users. So as a end user, he can give any kind of data. Is it clear? So that we can call it as a real time data. Okay, so during that also my software should behave in a proper way. But anyway, during the initial stage of the software validation or testing is concerned, so we will be testing with this artificial set of data there. Okay, and here we are going to check the results of the test run. Okay, so here the result of that particular program, execution of the program or the software will be get tested. Okay, and we are going to check for the presence of any errors or any kind of anomalies or any kind of, means what? The information about the program's non-functional attributes. See, especially these non-functional attributes are nothing but like when if I want to talk about the efficiency of my program or the efficiency of my software, okay, it's a type of non-functional attribute. Okay, if I want to check the efficiency of my program, or whether my software is maintainable or not, whether my software is about the usability of the software, is it clear? Or the portability of my software, whenever I am going to talk such kind of non-functional attributes, okay, my software has to undergo what? The testing. Is it clear? Okay, and the very important aspect, just go through here. So here the testing is going to reveal the presence of the errors but not their absence. Okay. So after testing, if there are no errors, you cannot say that your software is 100% perfect. Is it clear? Why? Because okay, whenever you perform the testing, see there, the testing will never reveal that what means you cannot say that there are no errors at all. Is it clear? There might be an hidden errors or the faults or the defect may be present. Is it clear? Okay. So testing is a part of more general verification and validation process. So very popularly it is known as V and V process, that is verification and validation, which also includes what the static validation techniques are concerned. Is it clear? Okay. So the main two important goals of program testing or the software validation that you can say here. The very first goal here is to demonstrate to the developer and also to the customer that the software meets its requirements. So this is the first goal which is going to lead to what? The validation testing. So here the validation testing means what? So it is going to demonstrate means here the software is going to demonstrate that whether the customers requirements have been properly met or not. Is it clear? So here I am not talking about simply in terms of output here or in terms of result. I will be talking in terms of the functionalities, in terms of the services that my software is intended to what? Provide. Why? Because see there, always the requirements have been defined in the first stage in our requirement analysis. Okay, in the requirement analysis we have defined these are all the different functional and non-functional requirements that I am expecting from my software. So when you complete your software and when you run your software, okay, your software is capable of providing all the services and functionalities that you have defined as a part of your requirements. Okay, so that is the first goal of what testing is concerned. Then the second goal is here to discover what the situations in which the behavior of the software is incorrect, or sometimes it may be undesirable, or sometimes it may not conform to its specification. Okay, so the second goal is going to lead to what? A defect testing. Means here our concentration is towards what? Identifying the defects or any kind of faults or any kind of errors which may be present in my software. So that is the second goal. So these are the two important goals of our software testing or validation is concerned. Okay, just have a look at here. So here these are the two processes as per our two goals are concerned. One is my software has to be done with the validation testing, that is to demonstrate to the end users saying that the software is going to meet its requirements. Is it clear? Okay. So when we will say that this validation testing is successful, only when my software system is going to operate as intended, means as per the requirements that I have defined. Is it clear? Then similarly, as per the second goal is concerned, my software validation is done for what? Defect testing. Defect testing means actually here we are going to discover the faults or any kind of defects which are present in our software, because of which the behavior of my software seems to be what? And incorrect. Is it clear there? Okay. So when we say that our defect testing is successful here, okay, if and only if my software system performs what? And incorrectly. Okay, at that time we can say that yes, our defect testing is what? Successful. So that's very important here. Okay, so these are the two important goals with respect to the what the software validation or testing is concerned. Okay, and here just have a look at an input output model of the program testing here. Okay, so directly or indirectly all of you are executing the programs during your lab sessions are concerned. Okay, every time whenever you will complete your program, okay, so you are going to perform the testing there. Okay. For example, say if you have written a bubble sort program, is it clear there? So first you will check it for the errors there using the compiler, the presence of the errors. If there are no errors, no anomalies or no mistakes are there in your written program is concerned, then you will execute that particular program. You will give some set of inputs, then your program will give some set of results, then that result will be get compared with your expected result. Okay, if both will match, then you can say that yes, your program is working fine. So this is what the common nature way of what the testing that you are all doing that actually. Okay, the same process will be applicable here also. So here, for example, say here, see there, normally if you take any software system is concerned, as per this particular diagram, okay, we always give a set of input data, and for every set of input data that we are giving, it is not mandatory that every time we should get what the wrong output. See, most of the time, for most of the set of the inputs are concerned, my system will be always giving what the correct output. But the only challenge here is we need to identify such a set of input, okay, that is an erroneous input for which my system is going to give what an unexpected or what the wrong results. So that is very important. Is it clear? Means it should show that the presence of defects. Okay, so such kind of input that we need to identify and give. Is it clear? See, normally what happens whenever you are going to write any you might have experienced that. For example, if you have written a bubble sort program there, and whenever you want to show it to your instructor or your teacher, you will call your teacher and say that, okay, and they will ask you to run your program, and it will ask enter the size of the array. So hardly you might be giving like this 4. Then it will ask enter the numbers there. You will be entering like this 1, 3, 2, 4. And if you are sorting in an increasing order, your output will be 1, 2, 3, 4. See that. So this is a simple set of input you are giving, and you are expecting your result will be always correct. Is it clear there? If you are giving such kind of set of inputs there, then there is no chance of what identifying the presence of defects at all. Okay, so that is why, yes, so always you need to concentrate on a set of input which are going to cause an erroneous output always. Okay, so that's the reason that you have to check that bubble sort program not only with such kind of simple input. Okay, so your input may include what both positive and negative numbers. Is it clear there? And if you are sorting in increasing order, your input should be in decreasing order. See there, you have to change your set of inputs. Okay, and you have to check with the different size of the array. Okay, so like that you should try to identify that particular set of input for which there may be a possibility of okay the system is going to perform what with a wrong behavior. Is it clear? Okay, and another important thing, normally during this software testing is concerned, two important words that we are going to come across, that is verification and validation here. Okay, so what is the difference between this verification and validation here? Just so verification means, just have a look at here, are we building the product right? So it means that here our concentration is whether the software is going to conform to its specification or not. Whereas this validation, so here we are going to concentrate on what are we building the right product. So it means that the software should do what the user really requires. See there, what exactly the user really requires. User in the sense what here? End user, our customer. So our main focus of the validation is whether my software is going to meet the expectation of my end users or not. Not simply I am talking about the presence of error or fault or some output or result or something else. No. Okay, always we used to talk in terms of what? The requirements, whether these requirements have been met or not, whether my requirement specifications have been successfully achieved or not. Is it clear there? Okay, so that makes the difference between verification and the validation is concerned. And finally, see there, we are going to talk about this confidence level of this verification and validation. So it means that see, normally the aim of this verification and validation, or in general the software validation or testing, it is to establish the confidence that the system is fit for the purpose. See there. So ultimately, I need to assure that the software that I have developed, it should what? It should be fit for the purpose. Means the purpose for which we have developed that particular software, it has to fulfill all that expectations or what? The requirements. Is it clear there? But this kind of confidence level always depends on three important things. One is the software purpose, second one is the user expectation, and the third one is marketing environment. Okay, so here the first one is software purpose. See, sometimes what happens, the level of confidence always depends on how critical the software is useful to an organization. See, sometimes the software that you are using for your organization, okay, is not so critical. Means without the software also, if you are able to complete 90% of the work of your organization, then automatically you never have an expectation of high level of what the confidence about that particular software, or the with respect to the quality is concerned. We never bothered about that. Is it clear there? At the same time, user expectations, see there, sometimes user may have low expectations of certain kinds of software. Okay, it means that for their organizational process to carry out for the end users, if they are not much dependent on that particular software, if you are not showing lot of interest in using that particular software, then automatically their expectation level will be always low. So at that time, they never give much importance for your software is concerned at all. Is it clear? And another important factor here is this marketing environment. Is it clear there? See, today it's a very competitive world. Okay, there are many companies which are developing a similar kind of softwares, and all companies are in a hurry to release those softwares to the market. Okay, then most of the time what happens, the product will be get released to the market as early as possible. Okay, which has become more important than what, finding the defects in the program. So at that time also, sometimes we may neglect this what, this V and V confidence. Okay, that will be get neglected over there. Okay, so like this, these are the three different factors, okay, on which this verification, validation, confidence level always what depends. So this is all about the introduction part of our software testing and its two important goals, that is software validation, and another one is what, defect testing is concerned. Okay, thank you.